In this video we shall talk about typical defect reporting mistakes and how to avoid them. Most troubles come from lack of information needed to understand and reproduce the defect. Imagine such a bad example. Someone for some reason has written that the search returns the wrong result if some administrative settings are changed. What search? What's wrong with it? What results? What settings are changed? So we may only say we are sorry, but we cannot understand this, we cannot reproduce and fix this. The second one is not so common mistake, but nevertheless, the defect in quotation marks is found in the functionality not yet marked as ready for testing. Usually you see some build notification, and here all requirements ready for testing will be listed. So, see here, maybe you are executing some test case for some requirement that is not yet completely implemented. So, as long as that requirement is not yet completely implemented, there, of course, may be something wrong with it. And once it's implemented, it should be listed in such a build notification for further builds. The next trouble is that any field may contain wrong information for any reason, like copy-paste issues, misunderstanding, inattentiveness, and so on. For instance, let's review such summary. It says that the search page is not available, but for real, the search page is available. It is the catalog page that is not available. So, if a developer looks at the search page, he sees that it is available and he probably will decline such defect report. Of course, he may see steps to reproduce or somehow find out that the trouble is with catalog page, but nevertheless, be attentive, check yourself. What's absolutely unacceptable for a defect report, it is to contain slang or even strong words. You should never write such thing, because if someone sees that, you got a lot of troubles. So, only technical terms, only calm tone. And like with previous one, a defect report should never contain criticism to someone's work. No matter how angry you are, you should never write anything like that, because you do not know the real reason of the defect appearance. With such words, you may only make someone angry or even make him your enemy. So, never criticize someone's work. The next situation is rather rare nowadays, because usually bug-checking systems force you to write all those details. But if for any reason some details like environment specifics or anything else are missing in the defect report, we may get the following situation. The software testing specialist is working under Windows 7 in Google Chrome in English version, and he gets the defect. But the developer works in other environment like Windows 10 with Firefox with Russian language, and he sees no defect there. So he is going to decline such defect report. But if you provide all this information, the developer will also switch here and see the defect. The next trouble appears when a defect report has inappropriate severity and priority values. Imagine such a defect. Supposedly the summary is correct. Each third restart leads to blue screen of death and loss of all user data. And that's minor? And that's low? I don't think so. It's really a bad joke. And these values should be somehow changed. The next trouble begins when a defect report contains something messy, illiteral, confusing, like for instance, what's NoSafeDB? Does anybody know? I don't. And when we try to read the steps to reproduce, more questions arise. And this field is empty. Please write correctly, write with details. and check again and again what have you written in order to avoid such confusion. Some logs, screenshots and other attachments are extremely useful. If for some reason they are missing from the report, we may get the following situation. Imagine such a defect report. The summary here is rather not so good, but okay, let's use it. The second click on new brings up a window with unreadable signs. This unreadable signs part is not so good. It may be somehow reformulated, but okay, we look here, and if we see no screenshot, maybe in real life the developer gets this window. What's unreadable here? Nothing. But maybe, just maybe, in some other language version, like for instance in Russian or in Chinese and so on, here may be something really unreadable. So the screenshot is crucial here for the understanding of this defect report. It saves us a lot of time. The next set of troubles begins when the software tester didn't manage to convince the team about the defect consequences. Imagine that some software testing specialist finds such a defect, that such information appears on the screen instead of a normal web page. Is it nothing? Some hackers don't think so, because what do we see here? The SQL query is revealed, the file structure is revealed, some inner structure of the application is revealed. It's a good starting point for the hackers to break the application. So it's no trifle, it's a huge trouble here. And the software tester has to convince the team about the defect consequences. But once again, most mistakes come from the inattentiveness. So be careful, read your defect reports. Provide as many details as you can, and then go deeper. Try to see the technical background of the defect, the real cause of the trouble. Don't just describe the interface behavior. Okay, it's the first step, but it's not enough. You shall go here, and that's good. The more tricky defect you find, the more time this investigation may take. But it saves much more time in the future. Imagine the situation when in the beginning some quick defect reporting may take only 10 minutes. Some deep investigation may take 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, we may save something about 20 minutes here, but when time passes and someone starts working with the defect, he gets some questions, and then he returns to the tester, and they together may spend, let's say, 60 minutes to investigate. So the whole effort here is 120 minutes, but in worst case scenario, here is 30 minutes only. So 90 minutes we may save by investigating the defects from the beginning. We've just reviewed some typical defect reporting mistakes, and in the next video we shall talk about how to write good defect reports.